Hello out there, everyone. Cassandra Maki, continuing with another episode of Time Only Blows. Oh, and if you just joined us, you're welcome. Glad you made it here. Hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the readers. Well, let's get it up. Hello again, Dr. Kiko. That sounded like a massive ruckus in the hallway just now. How did the Chiros react? When I told them that part of your memories had just come back, and that it turned out that not to be a suicide attempt, rather a murder attempt, disguised as a suicide, they all were extremely disturbed. And when I said it was very likely that the culprit was your girlfriend, that is to say Chiro Satomi, they all vehemently insisted that they would never try to kill you. I told them that I would call each of them in one at a time so we could talk to them and identify the culprit. But each of them was begging me to let them see you right away. Pacifying them was difficult. All three of them are reacting as though they were my real girlfriend. It might be weird to ask this now, but why are the fake Chiros continuing to play on this lie? What would the imposter have to gain by pretending to be a girlfriend? If we want to know that for sure, we'll have to identify the real Chiro Satomi. The one who tried to kill me as quickly as possible. You're right. I'll call in the first Chiro, then the cheerleader. All right. Cheerleader, come on in. Hello. Jack Atlas, I never tried to kill you, I swear. Well, based on the circumstances, it's impossible that the culprit was anyone other than my girlfriend. And if you are indeed the real Chiro Satomi, that means you're the culprit. No, it doesn't mean that. You can't be serious. Why would I kill you after the way we loved each other? Well, I don't have any of my memories that love. Dr. Kiko told you, right? Right now, all I can remember is that someone tried to kill me and set it up to look like a suicide. You don't remember anything about me? No, unfortunately, I'm sorry. It was a few hours ago, within half an hour or so, that someone tried to kill you, right? But we've been dating for 3 months, and you don't even remember my face? You don't know that I'm the real Chiro Satomi? Well, as I explained, my memories are... We saw each other every weekend when I had my days off from practice. I stayed at your place. We took trips together. We went on so many dates. It may have been only 3 months, but I felt like our relationship was something deep and real, so why don't you remember me? And now you're treating me like a murderer? I can't believe this. It's so awful. You know I would never try to kill you. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't cry, please. Hey, cheerleader! It isn't Jack Ellis's fault that he doesn't remember you. It's not reasonable to blame him. But so we're kissing. Something happened that you don't like, so you get emotional and start raising hell. There's no reasoning with you, so a proper discussion can't be had. Right now, you're the tummy of the female image that men used to put forth long ago. When I see you acting this way, it irritates me as a fellow woman. If you can't quit screaming and crying, then leave. Hey, hang on, Dr. Kiko. You're going too far. Am I? I just don't want to waste any time. So, just so we're clear, I'm going to handle the other two Cheryls the same way when we meet with them. And their panties? If they get worked up and the conversation stops going anywhere, I'm going to make them leave. Jack Ellis, your objective is to find the real Cherish Tommy and make her panties confess. Do you really have the time to listen to a girl crying when you don't know who, whatever, she's a real or fake? I am the real Cherish Tommy, but I never try to kill Jack Ellis. God, both of you, please calm down. I am calm. I'm going to ask some questions now. Cheryl, please answer them. Dr. Kiko, please keep quiet and just watch. Oh, okay, I will. Fine. Now start asking. Now the first thing I want to ask is, do you have a spare key for my apartment? Yes, I do. You gave it to me. Do you have it with you right now? Of course, here. It's true. Your key and mine are a perfect match. This is definitely a spare key. You're asking me about the key because the culprit used the spare key to get in and out of your apartment, right? You think that the person who has a spare key must be the culprit? Well, yeah. I do have a spare key, but I'm not the culprit. Also, I'm not sure about the idea of whoever has the key must be the one. Did you see the culprit holding a spare key? Did you see them using it? No, I just didn't. I just heard the sound of the front door being unlocked. Well, then couldn't they have used a tool to pick the lock like burglars do? I suppose so. Also, getting a spare key made simpler than you think, Jack Ellis. All you have to do is borrow the key you want to copy, trace it out into a sheet of paper with a pencil, and reconstruct it with clay. Even an amateur could do it so easily. I'm surprised you know all that. Yep, I saw it in a foreign drama. That's not something you see in foreign dramas, but this is a pretty cheap pin tumbler lock key. It probably wouldn't be hard to duplicate it. Right, so I think it's too hasty to assume that someone carrying a spare key must be the culprit. Shoot, that does feel like a sound argument. It is. So, a sound argument. Now that I think about it, anyone who was the mind to make a duplicate key could make one. There is also the possibility that they pick the lock to get in and out. Meaning we can't treat her pennies like the culprit just because she has a spare key. So one last part of your basis of your inference that your girlfriend Charles Tommy is the one who did it. My meaning is breaking down. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Please tell me your alibi for during the murder attempt. I got home at 5 p.m. today. I was dragged by the culprit into the tent with the lit charcoal briquette at like 5:40, and it was after 6 that I was brought to the hospital. So I'd like to know more where you were and what you were doing between 5 and 6 today. I always thought alibi was the sort of word you only hear in police dramas. You really suspect me, then, Jack Ellis? I'm sorry to doubt you. Hey, cheerleader! Could be the one who tried to kill you! Don't apologize to a suspect for doubting them. I guess you're right. When a girl this cute looks at me with those big sad eyes, I can't help but wanting to apologize. You understand, right? No, I don't understand that at all. Look, how do you expect to find the culprit at this rate? You said one of the 3 churros had the same smell as the culprit. You have a few pieces of the circumstantial evidence that point to the culprit being Charles Tommy, and you're using those as your basis in your attempt to pin them down now. So you shouldn't hesitate to doubt the people you can't worry about making somebody angry or sad. Yes, thank you for your strict words. Not very good at doubting people, Jack Ellis, I know. You've always been that way, even during the stalking incident. When the police said it might be one of your coworkers, you got super depressed. You said you didn't want to suspect any of them. I'll answer your question between 4 and 5 p.m. today. I was doing club stuff at school. I was at cheerleader practice. Alright, I see. Thank you very much. No, not thank you very much. You can't just end at the declaration of an alibi. That could have been a lie just now. You have to ask whether she has any evidence to back it up. Right, but what kind of proof would there be that she was at practice? So we call the school or something? You don't have to do that. I do have evidence to support my alibi. Here, look at my phone. This video will make it obvious. This is a school campus in the evening. I see the school building in the center of the screen, lit up by the setting sun. Oh, now a bunch of cheerleaders. Is this footage of your cheerleading practice? Yep, it is. Our cheerleading squad always takes videos like this when we're practicing our dance moves and stunts. since the movements we visualize in our head are completely different from what outside onlook see. Taking videos is the best way. The footage is sent to all the members of the club. You really go all out. Yep, the cheer team at the school is really strong. A lot of money and labor goes into our practices. We practice late into the day than any other clubs, and we have morning practice also every day too. There are also a lot of people who end up quitting because they can't keep up with the training. A woman wearing a jersey just walked in front of the camera. She's the instructor for the cheer team. Dr. Kiko, did you hear that? The instructor just said, stunt performance, X, through the megaphone. X, that's today. Yes, it is. Very helpful of her to give the entry date down to the year. It would indeed seem that the footage was taken today. However, I don't see the most crucial element, Cheers Hitomi, anywhere. I shall soon watch the right of the screen. Chiro's right here, right at the top of the formation. Man, that's amazing. Why do cheerleaders' uniforms have to be so cute? I'd like to give a National Honor Award to whoever thought of that outfit. Whoa, everyone just did a backflip once and that one missed up the backflip and fell down. Yeesh, that looks like it hurt. She's grazed all over. Look at all of this dust though. Why do you practice in such a dried out schoolyard? Wouldn't it be better to practice in a gym or something so you don't get hurt as bad as if you fall down? Yes, we would prefer that, but the basketball and volleyball teams are using the gym. It would be nice if we could at least practice our tumbling moves indoors. Whoa, man, cheerleading practice is a lot harder than I imagined it would be. Ding! Yeah, cheerleading has kind of a flashy image, but except for kissing, it's actually a pretty hardcore athletic activity. I could tell. Wow, I'm glad you showed me that. Would you mind sending it to me later? Hey, Jack Ellis, this isn't a artistic appreciation. There's something more important for you to be looking at. I'm watching! The whole screen is under unevening lighting, and the clock in the schoolyard says 5:20. And the video 5:40 is when you woke up after being drugged. Well, that settles that. The cheerleader's alibi is valid. She's innocent. Are you convinced now, Jack Ellis? As you can see from this video, I'm not the one who did it. I don't want you to misunderstand, though. I am Cheers Hitomi. I'm your girlfriend. In other words, your reasoning that Cheers Hitomi must be the culprit, is wrong, see? I see, yeah. I can't refute that. Okay, I'll move on to the next question then. Is it alright if I request? It's a request, actually, rather than a question. Okay, what is it? I want you to let me smell you. Huh? Smell me? Like I told you, Jack Ellis was saying that one of you three Cheeros had the same smell as the culprit. He wants to smell you as part of his attempt to identify the culprit. Oh, got it. Okay, that's fine. What part of me do you want to smell, though? Huh? Do you want to smell my hair or my body? I'll admit I wasn't expecting that question. Okay. What should I smell? What the hell is with these options? Why are all of them about her chest? And what is the point of dividing it all up into 4 parts like that? But what are you even talking about right now? I'm just shocked with my own lust-driven brain for only coming up to the depraved options. Hee hee, you can be honest about which part of the body you want to smell. Please don't say that sort of thing. That could be screenshotted and taken out of context. People might mistake our genre here. Just a second, let me actually care about this. These ones make me sound even more of a freak than the ones before. What the hell? Whoever wrote this set of choices must be a real baka. This isn't going anywhere, so let's just hug. Like normal people, I think I should be able to get your smell from that just fine. Okay, here goes then. Hee hee, this is a fresh smelling. This feeling of her arms. Hey, you've had plenty of time to smell her now. No, just a little more. Give me just 5 more minutes. No, absolutely not. Cheerleader, let go of Jack Ellis. I wanted to hug a bit more. So Jack Ellis, what do you think? She's really soft. I mean her smell. It was a fragrance of a very sexy perfume, something like roses. Incidentally, it's completely different from how the culprit smelled. Of course it is. I'm just to tell me, but I'm not the culprit. I'm sorry, Jack Ellis, but I think your reasoning that your girlfriend is just to tell me is one wrong too. Did it? Is it? I think about it for my questions for now. Alright, a few things have come clear from the questions you asked cheerleader. Anyone could make a duplicate key from your apartment. She has an alibi for the time of the crime, and she smells different than the culprit. We don't know whether she's a real Cheers Satomi, but it is at least seems certain that she's not the culprit. Your theory that the culprit was Cheers Satomi came from the fact that they had a spare key, and that one of us 3 smelled the same as the culprit, right? But as I've already said, anyone could have made the spirit duplicate key, and they could have picked the lock too. Also, isn't it possible that one of us just happened to be wearing the same perfume as the culprit? I don't think your theory holds up. I agree Jack Ellis' reasoning for that the culprit was his girlfriend, Cheers Satomi, has broken down completely. But then, who in the world tried to kill me? I don't have the slightest idea. Maybe we should just bring the police in and have them investigate? That might be best. A bunch of amateurs playing detective won't lead to any satisfactory results. Jack Alice, I already have one idea of the two culprits might be. What? Who? The stalker who was harassing you and your students? Like I said before, the stalker broke into your apartment and not just once or twice, they had the lock itself replaced, but they kept getting in. So wouldn't it mean that the stalker had a way of unlocking your door? You're right. You're absolutely right. It's not like the stalker would have a spare key to my place. And yet, somehow, they broke into my apartment multiple times. The stalker did a lot to your students too, not just you. And they sent the letters telling us to break off our contract with you. The stalker wasn't just harassing you directly, they were trying to isolate you socially. You were actually on the verge of being fired, you know. When you went to talk to the police, they said it was very likely that the stalker had a strong grudge against you, that they were coming and going from your apartment with a strong grudge. I really think the stalker could be the culprit. You're right! Why didn't it occur to me before? It must be the stalker. The stalker would have both the motive and opportunity to kill me. Well, I don't know why the stalker hates me that much, but best ever kissing. The stalking ended a month ago, but maybe it was really just on hold instead of actually over. And today it resumed in the worst way possible. The theory that the stalker is the culprit does feel more credible than Tsutomi is the culprit. Yeah, I agree. Well, for now, we've proven that I'm not the culprit. But, and I know I've said this a jillion times already, I'm just Tsutomi, okay? I'm your girlfriend. All three of you are saying the same thing, so neither Jack Alice nor I can trust you that easily. None of you have personally identification that you're Tsutomi. Seriously, do you have any conclusive proof that claim? Conclusive proof? Oh, I have an idea. Just a second. Here, look at this picture on my phone. This is a picture in the hospital. There's a thin man lying in the bed, and the cheerleader and I are standing on either side of him. Is that man in the bed your father, cheerleader? Oh, yes he is. We had this picture taken with the three of us when you and I went to visit him together. When I told him about you, he absolutely insisted that he wanted to be you. So I took you to let me to see him. Your father has a dilated cardiomyopathy, right? He does look well, though. Yeah, he's got color in his face. He's grinning. You'd hardly think he'd had an incurable disease. Ha ha ha! And you two don't have to tiptoe around it like that. As you can see, his skin is bones. He doesn't look like well at all. He could pass away any time. Don't say that. I know he'll make it. He's getting a heart transplant overseas, right? Yes, but we don't know. For sure, that'll save him. It will, don't worry. I just know he'll make it. You have nothing to feel anxious about, Chiro. Hee hee. What are you laughing? Because you said the same thing to Dad. I know this will save you. You can be at ease. It was your first time meeting him, and you took him by the hand and said, Cheryl and I are going to find the best doctor and the best hospital, so leave it all to us. Hee-hee-ha-ha. When we went to visit Dad, you and I only had been dating a few months, but you told him that he would be able to attend our wedding without a wheelchair. Ha ha ha, geez, that's a lot. Right? And then he said, Dad, you can't die before you've seen our children. I was like, what is this guy saying? Making tribute declarations about marriage and children with your girlfriend in a few months without even consulting her pennies? Yeah, I'm actually so shocked that I'm impressed. There's something seriously wrong with your head, Jack Atlas. Yeah, that's pretty shocking. I may not remember it, but I'm embarrassed now. Hee hee, just thinking about it still makes me laugh. But I understand why you did it. You wanted to make my dad smile, right? You wanted to make him happy, that's why you said all that, right? Well, maybe. Since I don't remember, I can't say for sure. Haha, I wish I could show you the look Dad had on his face then. He was absolutely astonished. Well, it was their first time meeting, and he was told that this guy would build a happy family with his daughter. That's pretty surprising. But he did smile. He was laughing out loud. He said, I know you found a nice guy, but I don't think he'd be so hasty. And I told him I was determined to make you smile today. I love making people smile. When I see other people smiling, it makes me feel like I could be happy too somehow. At the moment, I feel for you all over again. I realize what an amazing person my boyfriend is. I thought if God allows it, I want to be with this guy forever and ever. Hey, Cheryl, why are you crying? Sorry, I'm not sure why. But the fact that you have this picture of your father does mean that you really are just Tommy. No, not necessarily. You can't call this picture with her father conclusive proof. What? How could you say that? I brought him to see my father in the hospital and had his picture taken. How could he be anything but my boyfriend? No, I don't agree with that. Supposing you were saying his sister, it would be easy for you to get the short with the two of you and your father. If I were related to Jack Atlas by blood, I would have said it from the start. Is about time, Jack Atlas. Do you have anything left you want to ask her? Pennies! As long as there's no flirting, I will allow it. Some chat or some small talk. All right, just one then. About the stocking thing, I want your opinion or something. To me, something seems a little off in the stocking incident. What do you mean? So the stalker came after me and my students, right? And it's possible that their motives was some kind of grudge against me. Yeah, I think that's what the police said. I guess I can understand the harassment, but my students and the letters telling them to cancel their contract. That would lead to people lodge complaints with my workplace. And with enough complaints, I might be laid off. In fact, things actually were headed in that direction. But what isn't clicking for me right now is what they did to me personally. They broke in my apartment and stole my electronics, right? Yeah, pretty expensive stuff, like your laptop and your coffee maker. Huh? Don't you think that's strange? What's strange about it? Well, I'm not really sure how to word it, but I'm not feeling much in the way like malice or hatred regarding what they did to me. Not sure how you figure it that if someone were to break into my place and steal my electronics, I would be sickened beyond belief. And my laptop, with all my personal info on it, I would fly into rage. Well, I mean, it makes sense when you put it that way, but butts up for kissing. But if I were in that position of the stalker with a grudge against me, I think that after breaking in, I would make a mess of everything and smash stuff up. I don't think I would just take specific electronics and seem half-baked. If I were a stalker, there's no way I would do anything like that. If I went that far, it would turn into some kind of massive, deviant scandal. The police would put their full effort into the investigation. The stalker could have smashed up and foiled up your apartment. In fact, he probably wanted to, but he stopped at stealing electronics out of the fear that it might turn into a bigger incident. Huh? Maybe? Actually, though, something about it feels off to me too. The stalking incident started 6 months ago. That was 3 months before Jack Ellis and I started dating. The first victim was Jack Ellis, and we've been discussing that broke into his apartment and stole his electronics. After that, his students started being targeted. What's mysterious to me is that the stalker only messed with Jack Ellis at the beginning. The stalking went on for about 5 months, but your problems were just during the first few weeks. They started out by breaking in and stealing your electronics, and then it was over. Doesn't that seem weird? Well, I don't know. It seems weird to say some ways and not others. The stalker has TBSC character. Maybe they thought that harassing your students would be more effective than harassing you. That could be. Also, I wonder about the fact that they only stole household electronics. Why electronics? Yeah, I don't have an idea. Simple harassment having expensive electronics stolen does sound seriously damaged, right? Maybe so, but a lot of what they stole was your alarm clock, your coffee maker, and not your super valuable stuff. Jack Ellis, I want to note you to note this down in red. I believe the stalker had some big reason for only stealing electronics appliances from you. Did you get that down? Yep, I even underlined it. Of course, we don't know what the stalker was thinking. If we want to know everything about his motives and objectives, we'll have to ask him directly. I can't say why, but I have a feeling the stalker is a she rather than a he. What do you mean? I mean, I feel like the stalker might be female. Huh? Really? Did you see the stalker for yourself? No, I didn't. Then why do you think the stalker is female? Well, the stalker sliced up laundry when it was hanging outside to dry. It happened a few times. Most of what the damage was my underwear. But even a single time it was only the expensive branded underwear that they went after. My cheap bras and the plain stuff I wore during the week were completely untouched, but all the name brands ones were destroyed. The fact that they only destroy the expensive things show that they know how to distinguish between underwear brands, right? That's why I think the stalker might be a female. I don't think a guy would be familiar with different brands of women's underwear. Huh? Isn't that a little weak of an evidence, though? It could have just been a coincidence that only your expensive underwear were destroyed. Like I said, I was just wondering about it. I'm not saying I feel any certainty. By the way, Jack Ellis, I'm curious about this for a while. Did I know you had two phones? Huh? What do you mean? The phone sitting on the side table. There is yours, right? Yeah, it was in my pocket of my jeans, so I assumed it's the only one I use. No, it's not. This isn't your usual phone. Your phone is the one you got from an auction. It's an older generation than that, and a little beat up. Really? I guess I just haven't remembered that yet. Then where's my other phone, the one I normally use? Why do you have two phones, Jack Ellis? You aren't using one of them to cheat on me, are you? No, of course I am not. I would never. Cheaters would never say they were cheating, though. Gerald, please, I mean it. Seriously, I wouldn't. Haha, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You're not sick enough to cheat anyway. I wasn't aware of that phone, but maybe your old phone broke or something, so you bought a new one. The old one could be like back in your apartment. I agree. This phone doesn't have any apps or dating, chatting, or social media installed. The address book is empty too. It's good as new. Unfortunately, there's no trace of any identity. What do you mean, unfortunately? You'll have to give me the number and email address for your new phone later. Oh, look at the time. Thanks for your help, cheerleader. I'll ask you to leave now. Okay, by the way, Jack Ellis, have you had dinner yet? Are you hungry at all? No, I haven't eaten. I'm starving, actually. Why don't I buy you something? There's a convenience store 5-minute walk from here. Seriously, I would appreciate a ton, actually, but I don't know how I feel about asking you to run errands for me. Should I ask her Penny to do this errand for me or not? It just doesn't seem like an especially important choice, but I have this intuition feeling. If I get the wrong choice, something might happen later that can't be undone. So what should I do? I guess I'll take you up on that, though I feel kind of guilty. Oh no, don't worry. What would you like me to get you? What I really want is a cheeseburger, but I don't think convenience stores sell decent burgers. Oh, that's no problem. There's a 24-hour burger chain, 15 minutes walk from here. I'll buy one there. Whoa. 15 minutes? One way? That means the round trip will be half an hour. Factoring in the order and cooking time, that could go up to 40 minutes more so. The convenience store is 5 minutes away. Buy something there. Yeah, that's right. I can't make you go walk around the outside for that long this hour. Just let me any old thing from the convenience store. It'll be fine. No, really, it's okay. I'm a devoted woman. Also, you're going to talk to the girl with pigtails and the black hair girl after this, right? It's a perfect way to kill some time, and I want just some fresh air, anyways. Just let me do this for you. She's a hell of a girl. Maybe she's a real cheater after all. All right, see you later. The cheerleader left, but either she's genuinely thoughtful or she knows exactly what tricks to use to make guys fall for her panties. It seems like she's hitting every single target to make you happy. No kidding, the cheerleader really is acting like a picture of an ideal girlfriend. But let me say this, at least there's still no guarantee that she's the real Chiro Satomi. I know. Alright, Jack Ellis, what do you intend to do now? Do you believe Chiro Satomi is your girlfriend with the culprit? So, you wanted to identify the culprit yourself and make her confess? But at this point, that theory of yours is collapsing completely. As the cheerleader said, it's possible that this person culprit is your stalker. That case is they're really in a point of talking to the other cheers. It might be best to call the police now and have them start their stunt hunt for the real culprit as soon as possible. No, hang on. To you, it might seem my theory about Chiro being the culprit has broken down, but I disagree. Yes, the stalker is definitely suspicious, but I still think Chiro Satomi is more suspicious than the stalker. Why were you not listening? Anything the cheerleader said? Duplicate keys are easy to make, and anyone could have picked the lock to your apartment and snuck in. And for the smell, the culprit could have happened to be wearing the same fragrance as one of the Chiros. That must mean somebody of the other Chiros could have done it. It doesn't mean that she wasn't the culprit, right? You really seem determined that Chiro Satomi is the culprit? Do you want your girlfriend to be one who did this? Like the cheerleader said, it could have as well been somebody other than your girlfriend, so she said that was right about the spare key and the smell. I'm well aware that the one who tried to kill me have gotten with an easy duplicate key or lock-picking tools, and that the smell is unreliable. But the one who attacked me did just one thing that nobody other than my girlfriend Chiro Satomi could have done. Something that nobody but Chiro Satomi could have done. See, there are 5 different types of beverages in my refrigerator. Mineral water, green tea, apple juice, orange juice, and cola. I keep a variety around so I don't get sick of any of them. The sleeping pill was slipped in my cola. Out of the 5 different drinks, why is the cola the one they drugged? Or maybe they slipped it into all of them. I doubt they put any in the others. Actually, they couldn't have put it in the others, anything else. Clinton dyes liquid blue, so when it dissolves in anything other than cola, which is already dark, it would have been apparently the instant they dropped it in. So, what would have happened if I drunk any of the other than my cola today? What would have happened if you didn't drink your cola? You wouldn't have fallen asleep, so the culprit would have been able to go do anything, the murder attempt itself would never have happened. Right. So how did the culprit ensure that I would drink the cola specifically today? And if the culprit wanted to attack while I couldn't move before because of the drug, they would have had to know when I drink the cola too. But from the outside apartment, there was no way of knowing what time I drink the cola, right? Right? They wouldn't be able to check until they enter the apartment. Exactly, even if they drug the cola beforehand, if they didn't know what time I drank it, there wouldn't be any point. And yet somehow the culprit came to my place today with a tent and a charcoal briquette. That's some hefty, bulky stuff. Even though they didn't know whether I drunk the cola and fallen asleep yet, they just walked in right through the door with no hesitation. Okay, why do you think that is? The culprit knew with 100% certainty that I would drink the cola after 5 p.m. today. I always drink cola when I'm gaming. Ever since I started with this company, it's been my habit to set myself up with a bottle of cola and a bag of potato chips on the table and a controller in my hand. And as far as I recall, at this point, I haven't told any total stranger about this habit. I haven't even told any of my friends or colleagues, just one person. And that one person is Chiritomi. And that one person Chiritomi, your girlfriend. That's right. You seem certain of the memory? I may not remember Chiritomi's face, but my memories are taken. Talking to her is clear. Anyone could have made a duplicate key or picked the lock and gotten into my apartment. It could be that they smelled the same because they were wearing the same perfume, but the stalker could be a suspect. But the culprit was someone who felt certain that I would drink the cola today, and I don't believe that could be anyone other than Chiritomi. Yes, alright, considering the matter that the cola, it does seem highly probable that the culprit is Chiritomi. Nevertheless, that doesn't eliminate the possibility that it could have been the stalker or some other third party. Why didn't you bring up the cola thing sooner? Sorry, it just only occurred to me this way. The theory is that Chiritomi is still alive in my mind. Please let me keep trying to find the culprit. We may have cleared up the cheerleader's alibi, but there still leaves the girl with the pigtails and the black hair. At least let me check their alibis, please. Fine, I'll let you keep going on with this. Most doctors would have agreed to this many requests, but their patients, you'd better be grateful. Of course. Oh, there's that familiar message alert tone. Another email from the unknown sender? Hurry up and see what it says. Right, reading time. Yet another completely indestructible email. Are they trying to confuse me? Or, here doctor, read this. Send everyone home but the girl with the pigtails. Do not call the police. If you don't call them, I'll tell you who the culprit is. The culprit is here. Send everyone home but the girl with the pigtails. Do not call the police. If you don't call them, I'll tell you who the culprit is. The culprit is here. What can you tell from the content of the email? The cinder seems to be fixated on the girl with the pigtails. Yeah, that much seems to be beyond doubt. The first one said, no, do not trust Chistomy. The second one said, call the girl with the pigtails. The third one said, do not let anyone in the room but the girl with the pigtails. Send the other two home. The fourth one said, the girl with the pigtails, the cheers to Tommy. Send the other two home. I'm your ally. And the fifth one said, send everyone home but the girl with the pigtails. Do not call the police. If you don't call them, I will tell you who the culprit is. The culprit is here. It's really not clear what the Cinder's goal is, but they're consistently trying to get us to bring the pigtail girl in. What are you mulling over? We did let the pigtail girl in earlier, like the Cinder demanded, right? But I'm still getting emails telling me to bring her in, and why is that? Don't ask me. Just thinking about it is a waste of time. There are too many mysteries surrounding the Cinder. All our pondering won't bring any comprehensible answers. So, do we follow the original plan and this mysterious in-person what is called the girl with pigtails next? Or do we call the black-haired girl? You have to make the choice to decide. I'm not a psychic and I can't turn back time. But I wonder what would have happened if I'd called the girl with the pigtails first earlier tonight. Would everything be the same, or would something massively different have unfolded? If it were something massively different, maybe by comparing that sequence of events to this one, we could figure something out about the Cinder's true identity and objective. Yes, if you had supernatural powers, you could travel again along the axis of time as you please. We could run a control expert. We could take lots of different approaches regarding this Cinder, and by comparing our results, maybe we could find the way to the new truth. Unfortunately, however, you are nothing more than a wimpy private tutor with amnesia. You are sadly lacking the power in the turn back time. Depending on your decision of your choices, you could find your way to a happy ending or get stuck with a bad ending. And there's no redoing any of that. That's just life. All you can do is try to make your decision that you won't regret. I assume that you made a lot of decisions you regret, so I guess your options does carry some weight. I want to object to that, but it's true. A tragic lady doctor who made countless decisions in the past, that's me. How many men do you think have run off on me because I made the wrong choice? Whenever I'm at the bar or a date, a set of choices come up to my head. What do I order? A girly cocktail. 2, genuine cocoa sweet potato such, or Kachiku with 55% alcohol by volume. I know I should go with option 1, but I always pick option 2. Every single time I order, I pick 2, even though I know it's a mistake. I can sum up what happened after in the phase 3. Stripping police officers left on the road. You really need to quit drinking. But when I look at all of this focus on the pigtails, it makes me think that she herself might be the Cinder. In any case, the Cinder is one of the 3 cherubs. That much seems certain. Still, why aren't they giving her their name? Should I try to reply to the email like, who are you? I could always say I'm not going to call the police, so please tell me who the culprit is. Yeah, go for it. Today is an auspicious day, for I, by some great fortune, have escaped death and been placed in a hospital with most blessed position. And if you would grant me the knowledge of your name, I would account myself gratefully obliged. I'm sorry, what century is it? After a good deal of carefully deliberation, we have elected to postpone our report to the police. Last but not least, I shall pray for your continued success in life. Now you sound like a rejection letter for a job application. And Finn, you think I'll get a response? This is kind of exciting! I was worried that you might have run ragged mentally, and apparently you're still present enough to screw around at the very least. Well, yeah, I'm tougher than I look. You know, I'm a die-hard technical alpha male. From what I've seen of your interaction with the Cheros, that's about the last thing I would say you are. So which Chero will you call in next? The original order was Cheerleader Pigtails Black Hair. The message sender instructed you to go with the Pigtails next. But could you also go against them and call the Black Hair Girl instead? The Pigtails Girl or Black Hair, which will you choose for your next choice? You know what? I'm gonna wrap it up right here. If you all like the video, punch the like button in the face like a boss and high five all around. Oh, and if you just joined, you're welcome. Glad you made it here. Hope you all enjoy your stay. And always remember, the most important character is you, the reader. Cassandra Maki out. And this will be a 3-part series.